May I please have a cheeseburger?
Would you like lettuce with that?
Yes, please. Sorry.
Okay. Ding! Order number 7!
Thank you.
Where's my money?
I don't know.
Where's my money, fool? You gotta pay!
I don't have any money. I live on the streets. I'm poor.
Victory!